Hey everybody. So we didn't spin the wheel this week because we're not gonna, because it's okay. I've been doing some, as you've noticed, I have revisited some old games that I reviewed before, and I fixed the screen capture footage that was bad before, and now it's better. And this one is a game that I tried to play before, could not play it at all, because they sell it on Steam, but you can't play it in Windows 10. You just cannot. But luckily, thanks to a very intrepid fan of the game, someone created a hacked version of the EXE, which reminds me of the old Mega Games days. Anybody? Mega Games? Did you download the no CD cracks so that you could play Diablo Battle Chest without having to, put the CD in and whatnot? Yeah, that's from back in the old days. So yeah, I haven't downloaded a cracked EXE in a while, but that's what I had to do to get this game to work. I've had this in my library for forever. We're talking about Bionic Commando Rearmed. Now, I'm a big lover of the Bionic Commando on the NES. Bionic Commando goes a long way back because, 1988. A little late in the NES library, which is why it's such a fantastically well-designed game. In the NES version, much like this version, this one is an almost, and I say almost because I literally do mean almost exact perfect remake of the original, except with a few new bells and whistles. And that original NES version, beautiful, amazing, one of the great 8-bit games of all time. And so I'm here playing Bionic Commando Rearmed for the first time. Now, granted, this footage that you're watching of me dying again and again and again is not the first time that I have played this, because I needed to play it to make sure that I got it up and running, and I found myself very quickly just back in it. Just loving the attention to detail, the fact that they really, really captured the spirit of the original. This is what good remakes should look like. This just is. It's an excellent job to the people who made this one, because it's amazing. So Bionic Commando Rearmed was originally released in 2008. Full 20 years after the original. And the step up in video gaming over the course of that 20 years is noticeable. You can really, really tell the difference because, this just looks so much cleaner than the, pixelated 8-bit version. It really has even, nice graphics for 2008, but nice graphics for now also, because I've seen some more like recent games looking about like this, honestly. And the interesting thing is that this game was released with no physical version. This game, Bionic Commando Rearmed, was released on Steam. It was released on the PlayStation Network, and it was released on the Xbox Live Arcade. And also apparently someone made a version of it, or they like the developer made a version for the BlackBerry, which is insane to me, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, you play as Nathan Rad Spencer, who is a soldier with one arm that is bionic, and it's a grappling hook, and that is the entire basis of the game. You shoot with one hand and you grapple with the other. Now, Nathan Rad Spencer, he can't jump. I don't know if it's because he's white or what, but like, dude cannot jump at all. He can walk left and right, and the only jumping that is allowed is done through the grappling hook. And so you got to get good at aiming that thing. It's a little wonky and janky. I'm used to doing it with the D-pad, and analog sticks can be less precise. And indeed, it does feel less precise. So yeah, I do have a little bit of a problem with the controls, but not a massive problem with the controls, because it's something that you can adapt to and get better at over time. As a matter of fact, you see me getting better at it over the course of the footage that I captured. So yeah, in this game, you grapple your way through. You are trying to save one of your comrades. One of your comrades at arms has been captured. It is your job to take him out, and along the way, or like to go rescue him. Sorry, not take him out, but you're taking out the enemy along the way, blowing up their bases, which are usually underground. And there are also truck convoys that you'll run into, which they move around randomly, kind of like the Hammer Bros in Super Mario 3, you know, kind of like that, where if you move to a location and that's where the convoy ends up, well, if you intercept the convoy on the way, there you go. Now you get one of the fun convoy levels, which are pretty awesome. So yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole interesting little game that the original, very much beloved. And this one, I feel like, I don't know, I don't remember people talking about it back in the day, but it's very fun. It is extremely fun. I really, really like it. I really feel that it does, as best as I could hope, carry the spirit of the original. Like when you go into the communication room for the first time and you see that dude's face and you're like, oh, that is 1000% what a better graphics version of that dude looks like. Like 1000%. That's just what it is. And so everything has been done just meticulously, beautifully. The original music from the original game has been updated as well, and it sounds great. Just every little detail, everywhere you look, every nook and cranny of this game, you could tell it's a labor of love that someone was like, we really need to update Bionic Commando, and they did. And kudos to them for doing so. You know, one of the things about the Bionic Commando series that you have to know, the Japanese version, the Famicom version of Bionic Commando, the original 8-bit Japanese release, swastikas everywhere. Just swastikas all over the place. And in America, they were like, let's not have them be actual Nazis. And so they put up eagles everywhere, which, you know, also a sign of Germany, but also a sign of Nazis. Anyway, so yeah, it's one of those interesting things that, you know, little interesting tidbits about the game. I was a little curious when I booted this up for the first time. I was like, is it going to be swastikas or is it going to be eagles? It's eagles, but whatever. You know, I don't necessarily prefer the one over the other. They're the bad guys either way, and you're shooting them a lot. Now, you can use your grappling arm. In this remade version, you can use your grappling arm to do a few new tricks. There's this slide mechanic that you can pull off, which is pretty nifty. And what else can you do? You can grab stuff, like you could grab the power-ups and whatnot in the original as well. But you can grab the barrels and chuck them at people, which is also super fun. But wildly inaccurate. You know, there's good boss battles, which if I drone on long enough, you'll see, but I'm guessing I'm not going to drone on long enough for you to see a boss battle, because I'm trying to tighten things up, people. I'm trying not to just blather on and on and on incessantly. But yeah, the look, the feel of this game, everything is right. So if you are a fan of the original, when you look at this, you are going to see the original, and then you're going to see a few other added things. Oh, like the hacking the enemy database. You know, that has turned into a sort of 3D ball drop puzzle that's, you know, reminds me a little bit of Crush. If you know that game on the PSP, they also released a version on the 3DS that they changed the look of the main character for some reason, which, thanks, Nintendo. Anyway, but yeah, you know, even the little mini game that you play is improved, and makes it really fun to, you know, puzzle your way through and figure out how to hack the enemy network. And you hack the enemy network, and what it'll usually give you is some information on how to kill the boss on that level. I failed utterly at killing the boss, but I did make it there and did, in fact, cause some damage. So, you know, I got him down near halfway dead. So, you know, I didn't completely suck at it, but pretty close. Like, I need some more practice on this game before, like, I should have practiced more before capturing the footage, but I've been putting it off long enough. I've been meaning to review this game, and it's about dang time I did it. So, yeah, here you go. It's Bionic Commando Rearmed. Let's put a final score on it. So for the final score, we are going, for Bionic Commando Rearmed, we are going 9 out of a possible 10 rad Spencers, because apparently in the original game, it was Lad Spencer, not Nathan Spencer, but still rad. Apparently this Spencer family, they're all rad. Amazingly, incredibly rad. Anyway, this game is rad, and you should play it, and it's good, and I like it. And if you like Bionic Commando, you will find the soul of the original in this one. If you have never played Bionic Commando, this is a great place to start. Very much like the original, with just a few bells and wrinkles and things that were not in the original, but are like welcome additions. Smart, nicely done, a really, really great remake that I highly recommend. Anyway, people, that's going to do it for this one. I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.